There is a version of you walking around in other people's heads that you did not put there. Someone believes you are lazy. Someone believes you took the easy way. Someone told a story about you at a dinner you were not invited to, and everyone at the table nodded and it settled into fact. And you know the correction. You have it ready. 3 sentences and it would be over. You have probably rehearsed them in the shower. Now imagine choosing not to say them. For 2 years. On purpose, because the lie is doing work for you. That is not a thought experiment. 47 men did it, and the country still tells the story 300 years later. Start here, because this is where most people would look away. A man is lying in the street in Kyoto. He is drunk, or appears to be. His clothes are ruined. He has been in the pleasure districts for months, and everyone knows it. Passers-by step around him the way you step around a problem that is not yours. The story says a samurai from Satsuma recognized him and spat on him and called him a disgrace to the name of samurai. The man in the street did not answer. His name was Oishi Kuranosuke, and he was the chief retainer of a dead lord. 2 years earlier, on the 21st of April, 1701, in Edo Castle, a provincial lord named Asano Naganori drew a blade inside the shogun's palace and attacked a court official called Kira Yoshinaka. The reason is still argued about. Insults, probably. A protocol master humiliating a country lord who did not know the rules of the capital or did not pay for the lessons. What is not argued about is what happened next. Drawing a weapon inside the palace was the offense, not the grievance behind it. The shogun ordered Asano to commit seppuku the same day and confiscated his domain. Kira was not punished at all. Eiko was gone, and with it, the livelihood of more than 300 samurai who woke up that week as Ronin, masterless men, which in that Japan meant men without a function, without income, and without a place in the order of things. Oishi did the lawful thing first. He surrendered the castle without a fight and petitioned to have Asano's younger brother restore the house. The petition was refused. And this is the fork. Because the second the legal road closed, everyone was watching him. Kira knew. Of course he knew. He was an old man in a large house in Edo, and he had spent his career reading rooms. He posted spies on Oishi. So Oishi had a problem that was not about swords. He could not train. He could not gather. He could not be seen to be a man with a purpose. Any of it would have brought guards, walls, and a permanent watch on Kira's mansion, and the whole thing would have died there. The only thing he could control was what those spies reported back. So he gave them something to report. He went to Kyoto. He drank in public. He spent his time in the pleasure quarters. He let his reputation rot in front of the entire country. Month after month. Through one winter and then a second. And reputation, for a samurai, was not vanity. It was the thing itself. Read that again, because it is the part people skip. He did not endure being misunderstood. He manufactured it. He looked at his own good name, decided it was a resource, and spent it. The reports went back to Edo. The man is finished. He is a drunk. There is nothing here. Kira relaxed. Over months he let the guard down. That was the whole plan. It took roughly 2 years, and for the entire 2 years, the only feedback Oishi received from the world was contempt. And it did not only work on Kira. At the start, there had been more than 300 of them. Then the number was smaller, then smaller again. Men who had put their names to the pact travelled to Kyoto, found him in the pleasure quarter, watched him for an evening, and went home. Some of them had families. Some of them had simply run out of belief. He did not stop them. He could not explain to them either, because a plan that leaks is not a plan. So he let his own men walk away thinking exactly what Kira's spies thought. That is the cost people leave out of the story. It was not one lie told to one enemy. It was a lie told to everyone he had left. By the end, there were 47. In the autumn of 1702, he moved to Edo and gathered the others. On the 30th of January, 1703, before dawn, in the snow, 47 men entered Kira's mansion from two sides. The fight itself is the least interesting part, and it is the part every film spends its budget on. They found Kira hiding in an outbuilding. They offered him the chance to die as a lord by his own hand. He would not, or could not. So Oishi killed him with the same blade Asano had used on himself. Then they cut off his head, wrapped it, and walked across Edo in the morning as the city woke up and realized what had happened. They carried it to Sengakuji Temple, washed it, and set it on their lord's grave. Then they gave the temple money. They knew there would be bodies to bury, and then they waited to be arrested. Here is what tells you they were not doing this for glory. They had turned themselves in. They knew the verdict. They had known it in Kyoto, in the street, while being spat on. There was no version of this where they survived. The revenge was legally a crime, no matter how the country felt about it. The government agonized over it for weeks because the entire population had decided these men were heroes and the law said they were murderers. Scholars argued about it in writing for years afterwards. The argument outlived the men. On the 4th of February, 1703, the 46 were divided among 4 lords and ordered to commit seppuku. They are buried at Sengakuji beside Asano. People still bring incense. You can go this afternoon. Now the part most videos will not tell you. Within weeks, this became theatre. It became Chushingura, and then hundreds of plays and films, and every one of them sharpened it. The spitting in the street, the divorced wife, the perfect loyal speeches. Some of that is documented, and some of it is stagecraft that hardened into memory. What the records support is the shape, the palace, the same-day seppuku, the refused petition, the long disguise in Kyoto, the winter attack, the head on the grave, the ordered deaths. The theatre added the dialogue. It did not need to add the choice. So what do you do with it? Not endure being misjudged. That is a fortune cookie, and it is not what happened. Oishi did something much more specific. He asked what his reputation was for, and he found that it had exactly one function in that moment. It was the only thing Kira's spies could read, so he made it say the wrong thing on purpose, which gives you the actual question, and it is uncomfortable. What is your reputation currently buying you? Because most of the corrections you want to issue are not protecting anything. They are not buying safety or work or the people who matter. They are buying the feeling of being seen accurately by someone whose opinion changes nothing about your life. That is an expensive thing to spend 2 years on. Oishi spent 2 years and got something for it. And notice what he did not do, because this is the part that separates the story from a slogan. He did not decide that reputation does not matter. That is the easy version, and it is usually something people say after they have already lost theirs. He decided the opposite, that it mattered enormously, that it was the most valuable thing he owned, and that this was exactly why it was worth spending. You do not get to be indifferent to it. You only get to be deliberate about it. The men who spat on him in the street were not wrong about what they saw. They were wrong about what it meant. He let them be wrong. It cost him everything he had built, and he did it anyway, because he had decided what the reputation was for. You are probably not planning a raid in the snow, but the version of you in other people's heads, the one you keep wanting to correct, is worth asking one question about. Not is it true? Is it costing me anything?